All right, thank you, Michelle. There's Chip Kelly. He was the head coach at Oregon 2 years ago, and then when Andy Reid left here and went on to Kansas City, in comes Chip to guide them into the playoffs last season. They won the toss to the Eagles. They've elected to receive Josh Huff, a rookie who ran back a kick for 107 yards in Week 12, a Philadelphia record. Will receive. Dan Bailey will kick off. A look down at what they call the link. The fireworks go off. And we are set for what we think is going to be a heck of a game. And it starts with on a near winless night with the ball being blown off the tee. Go figure.
They got to re-cue the fireworks now. Let's do the whole thing again.
The wind at the moment, I'm just looking at the wind machine. It said 3 miles an hour a second to go. So maybe that's an omen. Who knows? And once again, after one false start, Bailey sends it down toward
hot deep. It's going to bounce.
And it's going to bounce at the 17-yard line. The ball is loose. The Cowboys are there at the 17-yard line. Terry McCauley is the referee. Some miscommunication there because Huff was coming up to take it, but the up back looked around expecting Huff.
It's a live ball.
It's a live ball.
It's just like an onside kick. It doesn't matter where on the field. That is the Cowboys' ball if they're on it.
And they are.
Wow. I don't know if he just missed the kick, but it was well short, and none of the upbacks even seemed to react to it. Brad Smith was right there, and Huff just couldn't get up to it in time. It's on the ground, and now it is just a free-for-all down there.
And C.J. Spillman comes up with it. Brad Smith is a guy who's run back a lot of kicks in his career. Used to play with the Jets, but he moved forward looking to block. Huff came up from the goal line and couldn't handle it. Spillman winds up with the football, and the Cowboys get a huge break right off the bat as they have a first down at the 18-yard line.
Clearly, Huff thought that Brad Smith was going up to catch the ball. You could see Huff relax, thinking that Smith was going to get it. And now Tony Romo, who probably has had that injection in his back about 30 minutes ago, is out there ready to go.
Oddity here is that the Eagles have one of the best special teams groups in the National Football League, but a big mistake right off the bat. So after Philadelphia,
14:55.
After Philadelphia elects to receive, it also means that Dallas has a short field. Dallas will get the second half kickoff. So a near perfect start right now for the Cowboys. We'll see if they cash in.
On Thanksgiving, it was the Eagles who got off to the great start, and now the Cowboys with an opportunity.
DeMarco Murray leads the league in rushing. He is the running back. Play fake, Romo rolling, looks downfield, and everybody is covered, so he throws it way out of bounds as we take a look right now at the Dallas starters.
Tony Romo, Eastern Illinois University.
DeMarco Murray, Oklahoma.
Dez Bryant, Oklahoma State.
Terrence Williams, Baylor.
Jason Witten, Tennessee.
James Hanna, Oklahoma.
Tyron Smith, USC. Ronald Leary, University of Memphis.
Travis Frederick, Wisconsin.
Zach Martin, Notre Dame.
Doug Freak, Northern Illinois University.
Huff on the sideline trying to shake it off as the Cowboy offense comes up second down and 10. Play clock down to 3. And they give it to Murray, and Murray is forced out of bounds after a pickup of 5 yards by Cedric Thornton. Tony Romo owns an NFL record. He's thrown a touchdown pass in 39 consecutive road games. So you play 8 a year. That means over the last 5 years, he's thrown one in every game.
On the road this year, 15 touchdowns, 1 interception. All their issues have been at home.
Cowboys now send 3 receivers out to the left. Romo out of the shotgun on a 3rd and 6 from the 14. 4-man rush, good protection, pass caught. That'll be a first down Terrence Williams takes it to the 6-yard line. Carrie Williams, the cornerback, makes the stop. It'll be first down and goal for Dallas.
Just a little slant across the middle here, and it has been Williams who has not been much of a factor. Had 6 touchdowns early in the year, but really not doing much lately. And right off the bat, at least initially, this offensive line with good protection.
Yeah, he has seen less action. Cole Beasley has seen more. It's first and goal from the 6. Murray. And Murray taking the Eagles with him all the way down to the 1-yard line. Murray on pace for close to a 2,000-yard season. He's almost a cinch right now to win the rushing title. He's way out in front.
I'll tell you, a guy who's been playing really well lately is Doug Free. He had a broken foot, missed a few games, but now he and Jason Witten, they're just moving the pile down towards the 1-yard line. Trying to make an early statement with this offensive line.
Second and goal. Clutches the fullback. Murray has it. And Murray, after initial contact, able to thrust forward and get into the end zone for a Cowboys touchdown. So the misplay, and you can see Huff saying, my fault, it's on me. He gave up the ball, and the Cowboys cash in, going 18 yards.
Big Zach Martin in there taking care of Benny Logan, and then the fullback Klutz able to just clean up after that. But I tell you, for the Dallas Cowboys, the way they were embarrassed, the hot start, you could tell that Chip Kelly wanted to get his offense on the field and see if he could do it again in this game, and instead the tables are completely turned.
Now Bailey for the point after. And 2:14 into the game. Huff takes the blame. Cowboys go in for the score and lead 7-0. Sunday Night Football brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Verizon, get the good more with our best deals this holiday season. By the all-new Kia Sedona. And by Bud Light, stay in the game and drink responsibly. Earlier this week, there's Mark Sanchez. On Monday, the Eagles hosted their annual holiday party for local kids who are dealing with family hardships. And Mark Sanchez took over as the quarterback when Nick Foles went down in early November. Now, Huff back there again. And again, Bailey, a bouncing ball, scooped up by Huff. And the coverage is good as he's taken out of bounds by Barry Church. And let's take a look at the Philly offense.
Mark Sanchez, Southern Cal.
LaShawn McCoy, Pitt Panthers.
Jeremy Mackin, Mizzou Tigers.
Riley Cooper, Florida.
Jordan Matthews, Vanderbilt.
Brent Selleck, Cincinnati. Jason Peters, Arkansas.
Evan Mathis, Alabama.
Jason Kelsey, Cincinnati.
Andrew Gardner, Georgia Tech.
Lane Johnson, Oklahoma.
So the Eagles, who of course go no huddle and fast pace and are running plays at a quicker pace than any team in history, start from the 22-yard line. And it goes out to Riley Cooper, and Cooper will get bottled up as he reaches the line of scrimmage. So put the clock in, time to the next play. They normally run a play in about 22 seconds. Second down and 10. This one they snap, or, well, before they even snap it, you've got a false start here.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Jordan Matthews moved. They called that one on Jason Peters. They're both moving forward. Mark Sanchez now, since he took over for the injured Foles, 10 TDs, 62%, 88 rating. And a victory over Dallas on Thanksgiving Day. Up to the 21-yard line now goes LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy last year was the rushing champion. So he won the title that DeMarco Murray figures to win this year. He averaged, did McCoy, 5.1 yards per carry last year, but only 4.1 this season. Now third down and 12 from the 20. Sanchez. Good protection, and then that pass is incomplete, intended for McCoy. So about as ragged a start as you could possibly have. Botch the kickoff, let the Cowboys go in for a touchdown, and then a very quick 3-and-out.
Well, and that's the key, because they're coming off a game against Seattle in which they had 139 yards of total offense, 82 yards passing, both the lowest ever in the Chip Kelly era. And now they turn around and start the game this way this time. And now they are taking their punt returner out. Chris Harris is going down because there was an empty slot over there with nobody guarding him, so nobody's going to field this punt.
And Donnie Jones will send it down to the 33. Wow. It takes a great Eagles punt. And it bounces 21 more yards down to the 12-yard line. That's a 69-yard kick. 7-0 Dallas. It's a moment of Sunday Night Football with NBC Sports Live Extra. Take the game with you anywhere, online and on tablet. Downtown Philadelphia on this mid-December Sunday night. Game time temperature is 44. After that 69-yard punt that bounced 21 yards to the 12-yard line. Tony Romo under center. Murray over the right side, gain of 3. Barwin makes the tackle. We go back to the punt.
You're going to see what happens. Right up here is Josh Huff, and Dwayne Harris had to come down and cover him for fear that they would just take the ball and throw it right there. So there's no punt return in the middle of the field, and ultimately it cost the Cowboys probably 20-25 yards of field position. Not a bad play by Harris. He didn't want to give up the free shot down the boundary.
2nd and 7. James Hanna, the tight end, in motion. Play action, and Romo to the left side and just throws that one away. Witten covered by Allen. Pressure put on by Cole. Let's take a look at that Philadelphia defense.
Cedric Thornton, Southern Arkansas University.
Benny Logan, Louisiana State University.
Fletcher Cox, Mississippi State.
Connor Barwin, Cincinnati.
Casey Matthews, University of Oregon.
Michael Kendricks, Cal.
Trent Cole, Cincinnati.
Bradley Fletcher, Iowa.
Nate Allen, University of South Florida.
Malcolm Jenkins, The Ohio State University.
Kerry Williams, Washburn.
3rd and 7 now from the 15-yard line. Romo over the middle to Witten. And Witten out to the 36-yard line. They've been doing that for both of their careers. 21-yard gain there.
Little double coverage out on Des Bryant, leaving Jason Witten wide open in the middle of the field there, working against Nate Allen. Here's a good matchup on the outside. You've got Trent Cole going against Tyron Smith, but for Tony Romo to come out and get out of the hole created by the mistake on special teams makes a huge difference now for this offense.
And converted on a 3rd and 7. The ball now from the 36-yard line. Good protection again. Whoa. To the outside, tipped and almost picked. On the pass intended for Dwayne Harris, Kerry Williams comes up to deflect it away. 2nd and 10.
Ordinarily, you'll see this guy, Kerry Williams, in a lot of man coverage, but usually in bump and run. This time he just read the route of Harris perfectly, and that's awfully lucky for the Cowboys. That wasn't a pick six. You better be careful out there with Kerry Williams. Very aggressive, very physical, now matched up against Des Bryant, who is equally physical.
Williams almost always lines up on the right side. Fletcher lines up on the other side. Bryant can go either way. This time it's Bryant against Williams at the bottom. Murray finds a little bit of a hole, gets to the 41. Jenkins makes the tackle. So Murray, of course, has always been tremendously talented. Great college career at Oklahoma, drafted in the 3rd round. And one of the reasons maybe he's playing better than ever, will probably be the rushing champ, is the fact that they've rebuilt that offensive line through the draft over the years, and he's been able to take full advantage of that, averaging over 5 yards per carry this season. Third and 5. They send 5, and the pass is caught by Witten again over the middle. So Philadelphia took Witten out of the game in Texas over Thanksgiving Day, 1 catch for 8 yards, and tonight he's already caught 2 for 38. That's good for 17 in the first down.
Check out Tyron Smith, number 77 on the outside, takes out 2 of the best pass rushers that Philadelphia has, Connor Barwin and Trent Cole on the same play. And for Jason Witten, whose numbers have been down as a receiver the last few weeks, he's off to a hot start.
Eagles show blitz. They run it to the left side again. There goes Murray, and he picks up 9. He's taken down by Casey Matthews, just short of a Dallas first down.
One of the things the Eagles want to be able to do is with their interior 3, Fletcher Cox, Benny Logan, and Cedric Thornton, is sort of create walls in here. They do not want anybody running in there. And that is exactly what happened to the Cowboys last time. This time, a much more aggressive approach, getting to the outside. Tyron Smith, nice job blocking, and the cutback lanes are created at that point.
Now the backup back, Lance Dunbar, comes into the game on 2nd and 1, and that's Dunbar with the ball, and he'll be able to pick up the first down, moving it to the 30. So with Tony Romo, we all know about the 2 small fractures in his back, the 2 back surgeries over the past year and a half. As tough as they come, missed 1 game against Arizona, then played in London, had a bye week going into the Giants game on a Sunday night, which they won, but then only 3 days rest before the Thanksgiving game. He wasn't right, the team wasn't right, but now he comes in here, Chris, on 10 days rest.
Yeah, you could watch the tape of that game and just see that he couldn't move. Didn't take his usual shot to give him some mobility, and it showed.
Dunbar stays in the game. Play fake on the end around, and Romo then just dumps it at the feet of Dunbar, and incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
One of the things that Romo wanted to try and get done in this game is, yes, they're going to be a 1st and 2nd down run team. They've been that all season long, and that has been who they are. But his feeling was you've got to take some shots on early downs too. That's when the passing lanes are the most open. So let's not be so predictable. Let's make some plays down the field. But so far those first down shots haven't been there. He's been getting it done on 3rd down.
They've been using Murray, as you say, a lot on 1st and 2nd down. So they've had fewer 3rd and shorts than any team in the league, because Murray normally puts you in a position to have a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. And now Murray again, and he spins around, and that's exactly what he will do here. He'll set you up with a 3rd and 2 with an 8-yard gain on 2nd down.
One of the things that the Philadelphia Eagles like to do with their linebackers, Casey Matthews and Michael Kendricks, is have them be very patient behind that front 3 line. And there you saw them sort of sitting back and waiting, and then when they see Murray come through there, then explode and go get him. But you have to make the tackle. So far, they've been missing the open tackles in space.
Give Murray a 7-yard gain, spotted at the 23. Another 3rd down for Dallas. The Cowboys are 3 of 3 on 3rd down to this point. Play clock at 2. And Romo will throw, and that'll be caught. And that's Witten who will have the first down. So he makes his 3rd catch of the game. Needed 3, got 4, first down Cowboys.
It's a little bit interesting in that the Philadelphia Eagles really thought that the Cowboys offense was changing a little bit. They were asking Jason Witten to block so much that he was more of a safety valve. In other words, block and then escape late. And yet here early in this biggest game of the year, it has been the Jason Witten show.
Under 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter. With Dallas on top 7-0. Murray to the outside. Can he get around the corner? He does for a gain of about 4. Cowboys made a change in the offseason. Bill Callahan had been calling the plays. The year before it had been Garrett. They go to Scott Linehan, former head coach of the Rams, and then he went to Detroit, where he was known as the passingest play caller in the league.
I asked him, I said, is it a little hard to call these runs? He said, it's a little unnatural. I've got to admit that. He said, but this is what we do best. We are built around this offensive line and DeMarco Murray, so we're staying with it.
2nd and 5. Murray's already gained 39 yards on the ground tonight. Romo to the outside, little high, but Beasley makes the catch. Well, he's really come on. Covered there by Jenkins, and Cole Beasley will set up a 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
Boy, what a matchup this is right here. Zach Martin, the outstanding right guard, draft choice. Fletcher Cox who has been proven to be just a terror against the run and not bad as a pass rusher either. A lot of people think Fletcher Cox has been the best defensive line going, and Zach Martin, the Dallas Cowboys, got it right with that pick.
This will be the 14th play of a drive that started at the Dallas 12. They feed Murray, and Murray gets stuffed. Fletcher Cox on cue, Chris.
Here's the problem you've got is that Fletcher Cox is so big he can go through you, but he can also go around you. Here's Zach Martin sets up and thinks he has him pinned out, and then he just whips right around him. Fletcher Cox only has 3 sacks, but he has a lot of hurries. And because of their style of play, it's not a pass rushing style. So statistically, he's not going to have big numbers. But as the Eagles put it, anybody who plays against him, they vote him for the Pro Bowl.
And a bunch of tackles for loss. That one right there, -2, second down and goal. Cowboys 5 wide. Romo with time, waiting for somebody to get open. Nobody can get open. Secondary does its work. It'll be 3rd down and goal.
Tried to get it to Dez Bryant in the back of the end zone, but when Dez stepped back, he got pushed out of bounds. So Tony Romo, despite the fact that he had all this time to throw the football, back left end zone, Dez Bryant's out of bounds, and it's no longer an eligible receiver. Tried to peel back on Kerry Williams, who shoved him out of bounds, and no flag, no foul.
Well, now we have a flag, but well after the play, the field judge came in through a flag.
Pass, illegal contact, defense number 26.
Yeah, that's right.
Half minutes to the goal, automatic first down.
And Chip Kelly saying, why you throw a flag 5 seconds after the play is over?
All right, here we go, right up here. Right before the pass, he shoves him out of bounds, obviously more than 5 yards down the field. Illegal contact, properly called.
Belatedly called, but properly called. And the crowd booing because it took about 5 seconds for that flag to come out. We were in the replay when the flag was thrown. And it sets the Cowboys up with the 1st down and goal at the 4-yard line. They've had 7 runs and 7 passes. This is play 15 of the drive. Murray to bring them down to the 3-yard line. 2nd down and goal for Dallas.
You know, it's going to be very tough to get movement from Benny Logan and Cedric Thornton and Fletcher Cox inside. Their job is to hit, make contact, extend their arms like a bench press, and sit there and watch and see, does he go to the right or left, and then shed. That time you saw Benny Logan do it perfectly.
Game is 11 and a half minutes old, and Dallas has had the ball for 10 minutes. 2nd and goal. No running back in the game right now. You got Whitten in the backfield. You got a pass that Dez Bryant will haul in for a touchdown over Bradley Fletcher. So they go 88 yards, 16 plays in 8 minutes and 16 seconds.
Watch the arm extension here, but no real push. I think the official was looking closely. His arms got extended, but there was no real push that came out of it, so they let that one go. So a few close calls here. They go the Cowboys' way.
Fletcher, the guy who gets picked on most in that Philadelphia secondary. Bailey for the extra point. And the Dallas Cowboys have come roaring into Pennsylvania late in the 1st quarter and lead the Eagles 14-0. Jimmy Fallon in town in New York all week long with a good lineup of guests. James Franco will be coming by. You'll also see Ben Stiller among the guests this week on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon on NBC. Well, Jerry Jones is right there. Stephen Jones, his son, his daughter Charlotte flank him. Gene Jones, his wife, sitting 1 row behind. So different formation tonight for luck, I guess. And so far it's paid off.
They may never move again.
Right from the 1-yard line. This is Brad Smith who runs it back, and it gets taken down. Nice tackle by Hanna before he reaches the 20-yard line. So the Eagles have the ball for only the 2nd time and trail 14-0. Rod Marinelli, the defensive coordinator, was on the staff last year. Monty Kiffin was the DC. Then Monty moves upstairs. And Rod's defense, they created a 3-and-out. His team now has a 14-0 lead. And let's see what the Eagles can generate now, beginning from the 20-yard line. Sanchez hands the ball to McCoy, and he gets swallowed up before he gets to the line of scrimmage. All over him right there, number 96, Hayden. McLean comes in as well. Boy, he's made a big difference to that defense. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Boy, this defense is playing so much more disciplined football tonight.
And McCoy, he gets taken down at the 24. That is Rolando McLean making the tackle from behind. Again, they go at warp speed. But they need a first down. That defense, their defense, has been on the field for the whole game.
This is a huge play. What we saw against Seattle for Philadelphia, if they don't make first downs on the first 3 plays that they have, they're in trouble.
And Darren Sproles is in the game. And Sanchez, he's going to get sacked at the 16-yard line.
Wow.
So a nightmare start. McLean and Jeremy Mincy converge, and that's 6 plays in less than 2 minutes. And they got a punt again.
Little cross right here and go through. And remember, the Dallas Cowboys only have now 20 sacks on the year compared to the Eagles at 44, so a bit stunning there, but they catch them with a blitz and they win.
And now Donnie Jones with a wobbly kick. It'll be fielded at the 40-yard line by Dwayne Harrison. He gets tackled immediately. There's a flag down on the play.
You know, Al, what was interesting is you brought that up to Jason Garrett, that his team doesn't blitz very much last night on 3rd and medium. There we were in the first real 3rd and medium. What they do, they blitz, and they come up with a sack.
Yeah, I mentioned to him last night, you guys only blitz on 3rd and medium. We got a penalty here against Philadelphia. Now we're going to see if Garrett wants to decline it. I said, you're only blitzing 7% of the time. The league average is 40%. He said, I didn't realize it was that severe.
You're coaching them up.
There
now.
you go.
I like it.
Player going out of bounds on his own on a punt. Kicking team number 11. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the play. First down, timeout.
Penalty is on Huff. 1.5 minutes to go in the quarter. 14-0 Dallas. Jason Garrett has watched his team be perfect on the road this season. 6-0, 32.2 points a game. Only Indy scoring more per game on the road. And look at Tony's numbers. 15 touchdowns, 1 interception on the road this season. And DeMarco Murray has been great home or road. 130 yards per game. Only Arian Foster of the Texans with more road yardage. So they start now. Joseph Randall starts at running back from the 44-yard line. So he's their number 3 guy. We've seen Dunbar. We've seen Murray. And he gets stopped at the 43. You know, we see it so often, Chris. It's 2 teams meet, and people say 17 days ago Philly killed them, so they're going to kill them again. But this is the NFL. You never know what's going to happen.
Cleveland, Cincinnati, the exact same thing. Cleveland comes to Cincinnati, knocks them off big. Cincinnati returns the favor going back the other way. So there is no such thing. Anybody that tells you they know what's happening in the NFL, just laugh at them. Nobody knows anything.
Nobody knows anything. 2nd down and 11. But it's fun to talk about it anyway. At the 43, no running backs. You go 5 wide here. Dallas spreading it out. 3-man rush. Romo throws. Beasley makes the catch. That's a first down. Takes it to the 44-yard line. Under a minute to play now in the quarter.
I'm really surprised to see the Eagles with this 3-man rush. Just these 3 guys, and we've already seen Romo just stand there basically in the pocket. And all right, I got you, but this is a team that really has been built around man coverage. They even have good nickel and dime guys. Brandon Boykins, very good, 6 interceptions a year ago. Nolan Carroll. They have the ability to play man across the board. So far, though, really hasn't been the case.
You saw Barwin for the moment on the sideline. Randall is in the backfield. They flare him out. Romo with a pump fake, comes back the other way, and breaking off the route, the pass was incomplete, intended for Bryant. And the crowd wants an intentional grounding call. Here's McCauley. Looked like he was ready to open up his mic.
Des Bryant basically wheeled and was going up the field. Romo threw it outside.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would have been intentional grounding when I first looked at it, but this crowd's getting a little restless, and well, they should.
They'll take anything. Play clock at 2. On a draw. Randall, Joseph Randall to the 30-yard line. That kid with a lot of talent. Drafted in the 5th round out of Oklahoma State. That's a first down, and that takes us to the end of the quarter. Totally dominated by the Dallas Cowboys. 14-0 is the score. And Sunday Night Football from Philly back after the